All of this time and all of the people, all of the symptoms and kindness on admissions, and all the unspent breaks and cradled heartaches. We breathe in all of the trust and all the creation, all of the research and investigation, all of the blood, sweat, tears of our nation. We breathe in, we breathe out, all of the footsteps before us down corridors, all of the silences broken by monitors, all of the smiles as big as those double doors. We breathe in, we breathe out. Here we are, here we are. We feel from the tops of our heads to the soles of your feet. Here we are, here. Listen to our heartbeat. Here we are, see us. We care from the tops of our heads to the soles of your feet. Here we are, hear us. Listen to our heartbeat. Listen to our heartbeat. Ba-bum, ba-bum, bum. Ba-bum, ba-bum, bum. Ba-bum, ba-bum, bum. Ba-bum, ba-bum, bum. Ba-dum, ba-dum, bum. Ba-bum, ba-bum, bum. Ba-bum, ba-da-da-dum. Ba-bum, ba-bum, bum. Ba-dum, ba-dum, bum. Ba-bum, ba-bum, bum. Ba-dum, ba-dum, bum. Ba-bum, ba-bum, bum. Ba-dum, ba-dum, bum. All of this time and all of the people, all of the symptoms and kindness on admissions, and all of the unspent breaks and cradled heartaches. We breathe in all of the trust and all the creation, all of the research and investigation, all of the blood, sweat, tears of our nation. We breathe in, we breathe out, all of the footsteps before us down corridors, all of the symptoms and kindness on admissions, and all of the unspent breaks and cradled heartaches. We breathe in all of the trust and all the creation, all of the research and investigation, all of the blood, sweat, tears of our nation. We breathe in, we breathe out, all of the footsteps before us down corridors, all of the silences broken by monitors, all of the smiles as big as those double doors. We breathe in, we breathe out. Here we are, here we are. We care from the tops of our heads to the soles of your feet. Here we are, hear us. Listen to our heartbeat. Here we are, see us. We care from the tops of our heads to the soles of your feet. Here we are, hear us. Listen to our heartbeat. Listen to our heartbeat. Ba-bum, ba-bum, bum.
Yeah.
Over to you, Somerset.
The unexpected comfort blanket. Everything from the logistics, registering death, the next steps, to the pair of hearts, the last gift.
One in the hand of the loved one, the other in the hand of the person who's bereaved. It might only be a moment in time, but it's a moment in their time of grief. Someone saying, that wasn't as bad as I expected.
A salt lamp, an oil diffuser, geranium clary sage orange, an arm around each person. The unexpected comfort blanket, holding their hand to walk them to a better place.
Buttering toast, created with Bob. The goals are important, they haven't got to be too big. For you, it was buttering toast. Opening the butter and letting it melt as you spread. You still get annoyed at the jam, but your story is a condiment you have spread far and wide. So many friends made in this place. One was a farmer, he had this stroke on the tractor. He always says he wouldn't have made it without you. You have met so many people and recognized the overwhelm. Why me? Slowly, you get the tractor engine going. The butter, the shower, the tears. Goal by goal, getting yourself and each other here.
The human touch created with Samantha Evans. It could be a split second, oh, hello, or 10 minutes them holding your hand against their cheek. It's human, the instant of connection coming through for each other. Not clinical or gloved, but real touch. After 15 years of care home night shifts, you've awoken to sunshine. You know how it feels to arrive somewhere not quite sure how you got there. What matters is this, the moment, being yourself.
Charts. From the urine dip chart, white, green, grey.
Blue, red, yellow to the hand on the arm.
The word of reassurance.
Every shade of emotion, from anxiety to relief.
You look after the body's observations, tests, checks.
Reporting your findings in the notes, but also their minds.
Charting the journeys from hospital to home.
You expected to help, but you didn't know
How fun it would be part of this team. Every patient, a complex story to tell. Thank you.
Thanks, Somerset. We are Sheffield Teaching Hospitals. And now, let's go.
think we're ready to sing. Yes. Toot toot. Our story begins just after the war, in a country so fragile and torn. A time to embrace life, heal the nation from bodies so broken and worn. We needed a vision and the eyes to see, something to make us feel proud. So healthcare was born for all for free, a bright jewel in our crown. Our story has just begun. See how far we have come, and we'll sing a song of the brave and true. We'll give thanks for the work that you do, from the day that we're born through the life that we live. We'll celebrate you and the care that you give. Two girls and a boy, 3 bundles of joy. They came into this world. It was 1948. Celebrate the first triplets to be born. And to the babies of tomorrow, we wish you more joy than sorrow. But if you find that life trips you, we'll be there to catch you when you fall. Take your first breath, cry your first cry. We will rock you, hush lullaby. And if music is the healer, then medicine is a song. It's a rhythm of your pulse, beating like a drum. So bring you the music, and we'll bring you the art. Soothe mind and body together, the head and the heart. Open your eyes, let the light in, let the music lift and move you, and we'll sing a song of the brave and true. We'll give thanks for the work that you do, from the day that we're born through the life that we live. We'll celebrate you and the care that you give. And hands that have held each other for a lifetime, 2 wedding bands together. A woman holds a man, she holds on so tight. She saw his fading light, and waiting outside, tears above the mask. The nurse left them in peace. One final moment, alone together with prayers and rosary beads. I hope you will find your heaven. My eyes are full of compassion. For the nurses through COVID with smiles in their eyes, for those who care
for the old and wise, for the music and the arts bringing colour and sound, for the gardeners with green fingers tending the ground, for the A&E on the front line, fixing bloody noses and hearts out of time, for the innovative, creative surgeons in blue. There are no words to give thanks to you. To the washers and cleaners and laundry steamers, for the buffing of floors and the painting of doors, we thank you. For those at the start bringing new life to tend, for those who answer the questions to our journey's end. For the keepers of buildings and the fixings of all things, to the sparkies and plumbers, blood takers and blood runners, to the runners of red lights with sirens and blue lights, we thank you. For the testers and scanners and surgery planners, to the listeners who light a spark, to the lost and lonely sitting in the dark, we thank you. For those who tend spreadsheets and those who smooth bedsheets, for those who find the money when the money is tight. People think the NHS is broken. It's not broken, for we've just fought our biggest fight. For the volunteers who give their time gladly, to those who smile when they feel sad, we thank you. For it's real life, real people, and humour is the key. Let's make someone smile, pass it on, it's free. For the salads and stews and the hot tea brews, providing the fuel to do the job that we do, thank you. For those on reception, answering questions, for the 2,500 letters a day, letters of hope, wending their way, we say, never mind the numbers, just get it done. For those who run the library and the training and classes, for those who ensure good grades and good passes, we thank you. For those who are spent hours learning your craft, we thank you for giving your life to this path. For it's a path of devotion, a vocation, they say, facing the challenges of each new day. The NHS gives me the courage to be me and be the best that I can. And the word that we have and the thing that you give is hope and the chance to live for all that you are and all that you've been, for all that you're going to be part of the team and this big, beautiful family. And we'll sing you a song of the brave and true. We'll give thanks for the work that you do. From the day that we're born to the life that we live, we'll celebrate you and the care that you give. Well, we've one lifetime to make a difference. Look how far that we've come. We've shown that we're strong, we have courage. Future's ours to be won. And through the pain there is comfort, just like the sun through the rain, lighting the sky with a rainbow, making us whole again. Let us walk hand in hand, rainbow colours all around us. Thank you very, very much. This song was written just for you. And this is a celebration for all the amazing work that all you do in this hospital. No matter what you do, what job it is, you're all a big part of an amazing team that helps it run. So thank you so much.
Everyone knows that porters know everything, but you tell me that every porter is resuscitation trained, and I didn't know that. Everyone knows that healthcare workers know the facts, but you tell me you're also fluent in body language, forming your knowledge into words we understand.
And you tell me you know the feeling too. People coming for mastectomies know. You know what they're going through. Everyone knows that people who work in hospitals help fellow humans. But you talk about the tortoise you looked after for a patient in your own home.
Everyone knows healthcare is a lifelong vocation. But you tell me you used to be a florist, so you see your patients as the hardiest carnations. And you left school without your GCSEs, and you retrained in a supermarket pharmacy, and you became a Band 3 at 60, a feat you never thought you'd achieve.
Everyone knows hospital staff aren't just medics, that the talents of admin, facilities, estates, nurses, therapists and HCAs power this trust. But how many people know that some of these sunflowers often feel invisible? Everyone knows you do this job because you care.
But you tell me that when someone is on their own, you know you're the only one they trust to help them climb their stairs alone.
And you tell me that without the NHS, your family might not have coped, and you know how to pick people up at their worst.
How to get them back to their best. And you tell me qualifications can only get you so far. Experience brings the rest.
Three, two.
Hello, my name is Rehan. I'm going to read a poem by myself. I know it'll sound a bit funny, but I'm hoping you like it. Rehan, your moonwalking hula hoop wonder is still bringing care to those who need it at 70, but I'm 71. You started proudly into the blue sky. You make everyone around you feel welcome. The care and the skill you bring confirmed by the letter from King Charles. We are lucky to have you with us. Here is hoping you know the wealth of happiness you have brought to the world.
Hi. I'm Alice, and I've written a poem about a nurse that I was sharing a flat with last winter, and I think it's kind of an invisible story, really, stories that we don't really hear. And these nurses are a bit invisible because they're theatre nurses as well, so the patients are unconscious and never meet them. And it's a ballad, and a ballad is traditionally a sad story with a political slant. And this is the Ballad of Nancy May. Her name is changed, and she's given me permission to use her story. Ballad of Nancy May. A nervous wreck she seemed to be the night she came to mine. To live and work at QMC, she settled in just fine. Her son and daughter home with dad in Kerala so far. Nurses migrate for better lives and positive regard. I couldn't help but question if the timing was too late. A cost of living crisis looms, inflation hot debate. I mentioned locking up my bike and thieves that still cut through. Her dream of safety jolts awake. Do people steal here too? She needs a house for kids and spouse, the distance such distress. No family or friends to help her navigate the mess. Each house to rent is small and damp, with many other bids. She thinks it's true what people say, that landlords don't like kids. Their family life is put on hold as housing prices soar, invited by our government like 1954. And now an accident occurs. Her son has broke a bone. Without his mum, he sits leg up. She watches snow alone. And her family are now here and they are renting a house, so.
Glass half full, no worse days. Sharing jokes to keep things fresh. A morning biscuit, cup of Earl Grey. Motown on loud can annoy the rest. Still there's a network here, one big family, working together to achieve patient care. Sometimes it gets to me, the trauma in the corners, but I'm lucky that I've always got people there. The real privilege is the stories, shared snippets from patients that sit and resonate with me still. And musicians bringing laughter to dementia wards and hallways. You'll find me dancing along with them, arms wide, big grin. This career keeps me grounded, gives me presence and perspective. It's given me a community, a purpose, a place. From physiotherapy to management, each new role has taught me new ways to best be there for those who need aid.
our great Ormond Street Hospital for Children. The staff and patients have made a beautiful animated poem. We hope you enjoy it. Go take a look.
Come with me. First, past the bold sunshine of yellow volunteers smiling. Vivid fish flicker on the floor. The open arms of main reception. Here is a safe home for however long you need. Down in the cool veins of basement, meet those who work hard to keep us safe. Who clean with thought, care, who paint, repair, who keep the water flowing and the sheets neatly tucked. The food good and hot, the letters from home sent up, messages of love. Laughter ricochets around, carrying like bells. Come with me upstairs. These bright spaces, once just a grey sketch, now are full of motion, voices. Think what it takes to keep this place working, breathing, keep the heart beating, keep the atmosphere of sky, rainbows, tangerines, even on dark days of shadow and hard rain. Come with me. There are spaces where someone will hold your hand, hold on to the ache, and you'll find somehow hope. They will walk with you. Come to gleaming labs and rooms, electric with the prospect of progress, then wards where you'll find tenderness, care, even in the blue part of night. Here, everyone holds each other, watches for each other's pain, catches tears in staff room mugs, finds the light to go again. Come with me and see teachers crouching by the bedside, dancers, porters, hands typing, heads bent low over tables, mapping out the sharp green road of a good future. Come with me and watch the magic of play, a child's first word in weeks, first smile as their bedroom becomes a silver rocket made with glitter, glue and love. See how trust moves over their small face when they are listened to. This building is a body. The staff are its blood, and it only works because of each and every single one. There is no offering too small. No one does it for thanks. They speak instead of children's giggles, washing the wide halls like sun. But the difference made here is vast, tall. They deserve thanks and so much more. These words are too tiny to hold it.
Newcastle, over to you!
I remember when I first came, expecting people of the same. Alas, no one looked like me. It was a lonely place to be. I struggled to understand the lingo, often asking to repeat. No idea what canny and gannin meant, but I needed to pay the rent. I wrestled with, shall I stay, shall I go, then decided to go with the flow. Had to get used to the dreary dark colours, alongside the dreary dark weather. I needed some sunshine to make my skin glow, but had to be content with being my own rainbow. I've met some cool folk over the years who inducted me into the Geordie way. On a good day, that was okay. Yet, there were times when the loneliness hits you, sitting in a room where you are the only one. Being the only one brought privileges and pain. I had the privilege of being exposed to so many different things, it left my head in a spin. Pain was plenty, manifested in grievance and despair. I remembered my mother saying, "No pain, no gain." Use this mantra to refine my armour to ensure I remain. Fast forward the passing years, I remember how it felt to be the only one. Alas, this has not changed. I remain the only one, longing for some company to talk to someone who looks like me, to talk without the need for explanation, to find my tribe, to get comfortable, to bring my whole self. The ache of isolation, a constant companion, leaving me longing for connection, a bittersweet canyon. The yearning remains. Perhaps this year, I live in hope for things will change.
As the NHS turned 75, I was confirming a peaceful death, listening for breath that wouldn't come, feeling for a pulse that wouldn't beat. People think the cutting edge is what we do, the scalpel, the adrenaline, the rush. Inside, we know it's something else instead. The tenderness of saying it's the end. The gentleness and fierceness of tears. The tick, then tock, from breath to death. The old, the new, the never was or will. A room at midnight where we laugh and weep. When all else is gone, the grief, the pain, the fingerprints, the bones of love remain.
I was 23 years old, a qualified nurse for almost 2 years, and working on the heart-lung transplant high dependency unit. It was a night shift. The unit had 5 beds, of which only 4 were filled. This was unusual, and at handover planted a small sense of foreboding. Would that bed be filled during the night, and with whom? The prophecy was fulfilled, and the patient arrived at about 1 o'clock in the morning, only 14 hours post-double lung transplant. He arrived on the unit, sleepy, with several intravenous infusions, oxygen-dependent, intercostal drains, and a urinary catheter in place, looking like a human spaghetti junction. The following hours were a sequence of changing infusions and constant monitoring as observations. Blood pressure, pulse, temperature, fluid intake, urine output and blood loss. These were recorded every 30 minutes, and once all had been noted, the cycle started again, never ending, like the painting of the Forth Bridge. In the middle of all of this was a person who less than 24 hours previously had been at home waiting for the life-changing call that would give him the chance of new lungs, a potentially life-saving operation. It was my job not only to ensure this man remained clinically stable by acting upon deviations from a set protocol, but to ensure his comfort and ascertain the needs that were important to him. There was very little conversation through the night, though he was able to communicate his needs, answer my questions of pain assessment, and acknowledge my reassurances of orientation to time and place. He appeared to be comfortable and catch moments of sleep despite my necessary presence. We were a small unit with only 2 staff. Therefore, I didn't leave the cubicle all night. At about 6:30 in the morning, a colleague popped her head in and asked if I would like tea and toast. I hadn't eaten since the previous evening, and another voice said, "Ooh, that sounds good." He had awoken. Tea and toast arrived. It was light outside, and a conversation ensued. I had noticed that this man lived in a village I knew. I'm not native to Newcastle, but came to train as a nurse and stayed. Whilst juggling tea, toast, carrying out the observations, helping him into a position where he could try and eat and drink a little, I commented that I was familiar with the village, explaining I was brought up near there. His eyes lit up a little. In this alien environment that he was placed, there was a glimmer of familiarity, a potential of a connection. Whereabouts, he asked. I told him. Oh, I know a man from there. I work with him. Nice fellow. He told me the man's name, and I was astonished. I replied, That's my dad. Here he was, miles from home, having gone through a rare, major life-saving operation. Survived thus far, and the person looking after him in the middle of the night was his workmate's daughter. He smiled, holding my hand as if he was clutching onto a familiar connection, despite us never meeting before. In the chaos of the lines and tubes, the din of the monitors and the hissing oxygen, there was a tangible moment. It's a small world, he said. The story is one of the most amazing small world moments I can remember. It is also one of my most memorable and significant moments of my nursing career. The enormity of being in the right place at the right time, bringing small comfort into probably one of the most scariest moments in a person's life, is in my mind a privilege. It is 35 years since this episode. It is extraordinary not only for the small world moment, it highlights human vulnerability and signifies the need for care, communication, connection and touch, all vital qualities to be a good nurse. It is situations like this that make being a nurse special, like being a member of an exclusive club, bringing a rich tapestry of wide-ranging experiences and opportunities, for which I continue to be thankful.
A is for anatomy, amazing, precise, and B is for the beauty of the OCT slice. C is for clear of the view inside, and D for the deep fear that you hide. E for the endless demands on our care, and F is for full with no space to spare. G is for the good care we provide, and H is for help, we are on your side. I is for eye, so precious for sight, and J for the job that I must do right. I could carry on and complete the alphabet, but sometimes it is better to stop the way you are doing things and do things differently. When we first met in the ophthalmology clinic, you were very frightened about losing your vision. However, you put your trust in me and the team I work with. This made me feel good in a way, but then again, it is a big responsibility. Luckily, it all turned out well on this occasion, and you can still see well and are happy with your vision. However, what if it hadn't gone well? Would you be angry with us? Or would you have just accepted that things don't always go as planned? Now it's time to move on to the next case.
You're holding him.
Yeah, cool, thanks. Okay, and 3, 2, 1.
When we break our favourite pot, most of us tend to gather it up and drop the pieces in the waste, whereas the Japanese art of kintsugi takes all the individual bits and reconnects them with this lacquer going through it. The lacquer is then painted gold. The pot becomes beautiful and whole and completely unique. It's these gold threads that tell our stories, that give our experiences a shape and mould us into what we will become as we all celebrate 75 years. All of us are interconnected. We are the golden lacquer that holds our NHS together. And every day we see the difference in the lives we've affected. Hospitals aren't just buildings, and we're not just workers. We're patients and visitors and relatives and neighbours. We're an organic tapestry of backgrounds and experiences serving the communities of which we're a part. Because if the health service is human, its people are its heart.
always knew I wanted to be a nurse, so on a grey murky day in January 1945, found myself on the A-tram, going through town, up London Road and onto Pembroke Place. As I stood outside the infirmary, my father was with me and I bid him a fond farewell. Bye, Dad.
I'm so proud of you.
I picked up my suitcase and crossed the road. Where I rang the nurse's bell, I waited with excitement and apprehension.
I couldn't wait to begin my new adventure. Mother was going to miss me at home. I had 6 younger siblings and I'd always been a great help to her.
I was so scared. I'd never left home before, but my sister had assured me it was the best decision I could make. The dining maid let me in and told me to wait in the hallway, where I was soon introduced to one of the sisters. She escorted me to a bedroom on the 5th floor, which was to be mine alone.
Put on your uniforms, I'll help you with your cap. They're a bit tricky as they're starched cotton.
Yes, sister.
Now, I'll meet you downstairs in 30 minutes with the other newcomers for tea.
We were 18 and our 4 years training as nurses were about to begin. We were about to live in.
In the preliminary training school, we were taught anatomy, physiology, and hygiene.
Remember, ladies, adult patients must never be referred to by their Christian names, and there will be no terms of endearment.
In our second month of training, we spent 1/2 day a week on ward.
I was sent to the men's medical ward where my first task was to feed a poor man who'd been completely immobilised due to rheumatoid arthritis. I'll never forget the sad and trapped look in his eyes.
When we finally finished our preliminary training, we were thrust into the mainstream of hospital life. I was sent to the round wards, which were completely circular in shape. There was a fireplace in the centre. It provided light and ventilation from all directions. Florence Nightingale hadn't been a huge fan, preferring the pavilion-style wards. I loved them, though. I'm in the round wards today.
Clean the sluice! I need a hot water bottle, quick! Boiled eggs and buttered bread for breakfast. Better urinal needed now! Dear Mother, I hope this finds you and the family all well. I am so tired, but I'm sure you would be proud of me. I haven't had a patient develop a pressure sore yet, so that's a relief. I think helping you nurse St Mildred last year certainly helped prepare me a little for the care and compassion I would need to be a nurse. I've made some lovely friends. I can't wait for you to meet Aggie. She's from over the water in Wallasey.
My dearest sister, I had my first encounter with death today. It was so very strange. I was attending one of my patients and just rolling him onto his side when I suddenly became aware of a distinct change. His expression became fixed and he was just staring into space. I felt for a pulse, but there was nothing. I immediately reported it to the Home Sister on duty and she administered an injection of Coramine, but it was too late. It really was like his soul had just disappeared and I was left with the empty shell of his body.
Dear Mother, I have sent you £2. We are paid £4 a month, although in my final year it will go up to £9. Matron gives us our wages in a little brown envelope. She is a fearful woman, though she says very little. Last week she scolded me for needing a button replaced. Whenever she does her ward rounds, I feel sick. But she did serve at the front during the Great War, so she has seen such horrors in her life.
My dearest friend Susie, I'm starting on theatre work next Monday. I'm a little apprehensive, but I'm sure I'll get through it. So far, 3 of the nurses that I started working with have left. Josie had an unfortunate allergic reaction to the Dettol that we use to disinfect the wards. She was so sad to leave, but she's gone home now to work in her father's greengrocers. Matty Jones is getting married to one of the patients that she was nursing. Don't worry, you can rest assured that won't be happening to me. I intend to marry a doctor. And Margaret Adams has mysteriously disappeared. We're a little worried that she's found herself in the family way. I mean, God knows how. Has the matron has us under curfew every night by 9 p.m. Unless we're on a night shift, of course. Yours sincerely,
May,
Aggie, Claire,
Eileen. Once the girls had finished their training, they were part of the newly formed
NHS.
In 1948, the Royal Infirmary was transferred to state management and became what is now known as the National Health Service.
Field muscles, all those tummy muscles. Where you hear the sound, I'm going to sing the little phrases, so let the eyes close or just find something, just turn off looking.
You can be strong and you can be kind. You can be kind and you can be strong. You can be strong and you can be kind. You can be kind. we can be your guide. Don't be afraid to be kind, and you can be strong.
So yeah, pop in. More rubies in the room now. So fine, but did you see that we don't have to like let it settle in? There's loads. Remember, we're in the cathedral. We don't have to.
Another day's another day of dread. A nurse is waking from a hotel bed. Families waiting for the days ahead. Doing it all for you. Visiting hours, they were 2 to 4. Now there's an emptiness down the corridor, but there's a blue, blue river flowing like before. It carries the people through. When times are tough, roll up your gloves. The face behind the mask will keep spreading love. The nation unites and applauding for you. You carry the people through. It isn't easy being torn apart, but we're putting back together a grateful heart. They kept on going, working from the start, doing it for me and you. Gotta keep on climbing, we can't stop until the mountain of our minds beneath our feet, and still there is a blue, blue river and it flows uphill. It carries the people through. When times are tough, roll up your gloves. The face behind the mask will keep spreading love. The nation unites and applauding for you. You carry the people through. When times are tough, roll up your gloves. The face behind the mask will keep spreading love. The nation unites and applauding for you. You carry the people through. When times are tough, roll up your gloves. The face behind the mask will keep spreading love. The nation unites and applauding for you. You carry the people through. When times are tough, roll up your gloves. The face behind the mask will keep spreading love. The nation unites and applauding for you. You carry the people through. Times are tough, roll up your gloves. The face behind the mask will keep spreading love. The nation unites and applauding for you. You carry the people through. Times are tough, roll up your gloves. The face behind the mask will keep spreading love. The nation unites and applauding for you. You carry the people through. Times are tough, roll up your gloves. The face behind the mask will keep spreading love. The nation unites and applauding for you. You carry the people through. Times are tough, roll up your gloves. The face behind the mask will keep spreading love. The nation unites and applauding for you. You carry the people through. Times are tough, roll up your gloves. The face behind the mask will keep spreading love. The nation unites and applauding for you. You carry the people through. When times are tough, roll up your gloves. The face behind the mask will keep spreading love. The nation unites and applauding for you. You carry the people through.
When this is over, we shall meet again. We shall go on trips, and I shall show you the hidden places. We shall have lunches dinners and picnics. We shall go to the theatre and we shall learn to live again. When this is over, we shall meet again. We shall not forget, and we shall share the hidden places. We shall have adventures. We shall go to church and temple, and we shall learn to live again. When this is over, we shall meet again. We shall remember, and we shall share our stories. We shall be happy. We shall be joyful, and we shall learn to live again.
Hi, Noel.
Hello there, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Not too bad. You tell me when to start and I shall start cycling.
Excellent. Do you cycle much?
I don't, and I haven't cycled for probably 40 years.
Oh, good, good.
So let's see how far we go.
So you are pedalling to power the sewing machine.
I am. Okay.
There's no battery, it doesn't store, so if I stop sewing, you can stop pedaling.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to start with your eyes, because that's where I like to start.
Okay.
You'll feel as I stop sewing, the resistance drops.
Okay.
How long have you worked here?
So I work in the estates department, based at the JR, the John Radcliffe.
Nice.
And I'm what's called a building technician, so I'm in the maintenance team. So I mainly do carpentry and locks.
Okay.
And I started here in July 2020.
Oh,
really
wow.
at the height of COVID.
Yeah.
So
A different time.
very different times, hard times,
Yeah.
but a time when people were really bonding together, supporting each other, which is really good.
So what was different about it then compared to now?
Well, I think it's a bit more relaxed now.
Yeah.
Of course, back then you didn't really know what to expect.
Yes.
And you get called to do an emergency, for example, to break into a door or repair a lock, and you had to get suited and booted, should we say,
Right.
with all the various uniforms and protection, gloves, masks, and that's before you could even start working. And sometimes it was quite difficult to work with gloves on and breathe,
Yeah.
because it's quite hot, those
Yeah.
masks. But of course these days we don't need that protection now,
Yeah, that is
so our
nice.
job's a bit easier.
Nice. So what kind of things do you get up to?
My days varied, no 2 days are the same. So I could be called in to break into a door because a lock's broken or somebody's forgot their digital code to get into their room,
Right.
which happens 2 or 3 times a day.
No.
Really? And I could be involved in a lift entrapment if somebody gets stuck in a lift,
Oh no.
responding to damage that's happened by patients or visitors, etc.
Right.
So every day's different though.
That's nice. Keeps you on your toes.
I can see you're doing well there though.
Thank you. Got your eyes nearly.
I think I realise now why I stopped cycling 40 years ago. I'm waiting to go downhill.
Yeah.
This uphill climbing's a bit much at the moment.
That's true. So what do you love about the job?
I think for my particular job, I like to be able to think outside the box. I've been in construction for a long, long time.
Yeah.
So I've seen and experienced many things in construction.
Yeah, nice.
But there's always something new that happens here, something that you have to think about.
Right.
And here we'd rather repair something than go out and buy new.
Of course.
Obviously with the funding or lack of funding in the NHS,
Sure.
it's a small way of trying to save some money. That enables me to think outside the box, really. To think, okay, we've got to find a solution for that problem.
Yeah.
How are we going to do it?
It's quite creative, really.
So you do need to be creative. We've got a nice workshop,
Oh, nice.
which helps us with all the tools we need in there to make things. And that's basically what we do.
Okay, can you pick up the speed a little bit?
Yep, sure.
Sorry.
That's okay. Will my wife recognise me though?
Hope so. How long have you been married?
Next February will be 25 years.
Wow, that's good going.
Not too bad. Yeah.
Have you got children?
3 boys, yes. 2 of them working, 1 in full-time education still.
Any grandchildren? Not yet.
No. Not that I know of.
Well, you're obviously very fit. What's keeping you fit? The job?
I've got 2 gun dogs
Oh, wow.
and they need about 6 miles of exercise a day.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, have a little pause.
Thank you.
Well done. When did you get your tats?
So these were in the year 2001.
Okay.
And one of many tattoos I have. These are my boys' names though.
Hi.
Raphael Caradoc and Eden.
Caradoc?
Yes.
I've never heard that name.
Very rare.
Yeah, it's nice.
Very rare name. Welsh.
Ah, cool. Are you Welsh?
No.
Okay.
Celtic saint as well. So.
Right. Are you a Celtic saint? Okay, let's go. Yep.
done to you.
You did it. Oof. Well done. You can jump off the bike. Ta-da! Well done.
Thank you very much, Hannah. Thank you.
Well done. Let me show you what I've written on there. So, thinking outside the box.
Yes.
Donning and doffing.
Yes.
That says the boys on your arm.
Okay.
So you've got the
Okay.
solutions, and I love what I do.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thanks again.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
An organisation of people.
Behind the scenes in this labyrinth each morning, first thing. A delivery from a van whose doors crack open like an underworld.
75 trolleys, for each 100 sheets, 20 blankets, 15 bed covers.
50 towels, 25 pieces of nightwear, 20 operation gowns.
Down here, we work to the arm of the eating system. We work under your feet.
We work until there's a rhythm, bend, lift, sort, repeat. Our arms hold and release.
These cages of cloth in cross-section, whole ecosystems. Children, rocking horse red and green. Junior doctor turquoise, surgeon emerald. Matrons the sturdy blue of a swift summer.
There's an empty place of woven things where we sort things into systems.
Send out linen, seeds, missives and wishes.
One will go into the lift to recovery, where the senior sister leans in to hold a sick bowl in front of the lips of an 86-year-old after anaesthetic.
My mother, she whispers. The sister nods, washes her wrists, unfolds a new gown. Let's get you into this.
One passes the maternity reception and is smiled at by a woman who has worked here for 3 decades. She wipes her desk clean at the end of each shift, bakes lasagna on Wednesdays for the junior doctors, who red-eyed attend each requirement.
The midwives, sturdy as mountains, wait in hallways in navy linen, ready to roll their sleeves, bend their knees and ask people to believe in their bodies.
One passes the playroom, rows of little feet under sheets. Parents sat to the side inventing games out of air.
A play specialist makes a fort out of pillows, holds the hand of a boy who keeps falling, a soft space to land for each.
Another unlatches in oncology, the loud hope of a husband's search for more blankets to keep his wife warm during treatment.
Another in stroke recovery. A man swallows for the first time in over 90 weeks and the staff weep with relief.
In the scrub room, a surgeon ties on their cap, holds their hands out to check for steadiness.
In the corridors, carriers carry bags of blood from one ward to the next, often after the end of each shift.
In the cafe, staff meet to detail their day and the way they get through it.
Down here in this labyrinth each morning, first thing we sort cloth into systems. Our arms hold and release pieces of linen.
An organisation of people.
A heartbeat.
A bedsheet.
A promise to keep.
Hey, that worked.
You've been serving our hearts since way back then. You turn a tear to a smile and do it all again. Don't know how you do it, but you treat everyone. You love and open your arms no matter where we're from. Broken hearts, bleeding heads, don't world. Don't be scared. NHS, you're so cool and you're saving lives. You've done it more than 1 million times. And now that you're 75, you do it all again. NHS, you've been there through the highs and lows. When I'm weak, I know you'll be strong, and we'll never let you go. And here's to many more. NHS, you're so cool and you're saving lives. You've done it more than 1 million times. And now that you're 75, you do it all again. NHS, you've been there through the highs and lows. When I'm weak, I know you'll be strong, and we'll never let you go. And here's to many more. NHS.
So my name is Sarah McCready, and I wrote a poem for Claudia, who works at the reception here actually. It was a really easy poem to write because of something she said within the conversation we had, which is that there aren't any flowers allowed here. No flowers at the hospital. And as soon as she said that, I was like, that's the poem. And in fact, one of the things we talked about was bringing life to an environment like this. And it was so clear to me that the person sitting in front of me was the flower, was the life. This is for Claudia. No flowers in the hospital. The receptionist, or a flower. I bloom, I bloom, I bloom here. I grow behind this desk. Petals fall upon your name on a patient list. I want you to know you are more than a name on a patient list. I wish I could know how you take your tea, your favorite book, and what your laugh sounds like. I wrap my ivy around the building and embrace I hope you feel. The receptionist, or the one that directs you to someone who saves your life. I am in a city that has saved mine. I was not born here, but it was here I first breathed. On Grafton Way, I have found home, a mother not my own, found family in work, an arm around the shoulder. This hospital, this London, this beautiful melting pot. You who stand in front of me, show me the whole world. The receptionist, or the only person you will speak to that day. I hear you, hold space for you. Sometimes I am in pain too. You make me look up. I look you in the eye. I feel human. The receptionist, or a heartbeat behind a desk. I come here to remember the touch of a hand. 2 years of not knowing what a smile looked like, only knowing half a face. Branches yearn for human connection. I lean towards the light. Somewhere between my coffee and walk, I find life. Somewhere between hello and can I hug you, I hold on to it. No flowers in the hospital, but I bloom, I bloom, I bloom. Thank you so much.
why we stay at Queen Square. Because beyond the mahogany brick walls are patients on their last prayer. Shoulders sunk from bouncing between misdiagnoses as clocks tick, sighing relief just to hold their breath again. Because a hospital door is a portal into a second home, where lavender walls are lined with colourful scenes, scent of lemon and blueberry because bribing smiles with cake is part of the JD. Because a nurse on their worst work day will say, it's tough but worth it. A good day is enough staff on shift to talk to patients, to stock the fridge with water because room temperature water just won't do in the thick of summer, because that'll do just won't do ever. Because machines depict brain matter in minutes, souls seek solace and stability after surgery, in intensive care for days, weeks, months, while diligent eyes monitor sleep, until a body of skin and bone restores to their feet. Because a father of 3 puts his health and hope in the hands of top neurosurgeons, psychotherapists, radiographers, MRI scanners, nurses and caterers who commit to treat his bedridden body while offering his family a portion of peace. Because complaints are rare, compassion uniform. Risk management is assisting a stomp around the square to blow off steam. Teams treat each other and family and patients like family, because a special place is hard to leave. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. A brief history of hands. Cotton soft, slip grip. These are healing hands. If they were a house, they'd be a veranda looking out onto the garden, teeming with aloe, abundant with lavender, all of them shimmying in the wind. Or these hands, wrinkled, fleshy, delicate, clasped together in a lap, in prayer, hands of a quiet storm, ready for rapture. These hands are of a lineage, an everyday reckoning with the small destructions of the body. Or these hands, stinging under the hot tap, lathered in antibac, gel and worn tired after a work day, skin flakes in the palmar creases, chipped nail polish and sore cuticles. These hands plait hair, or the twist of a pencil behind the ear, capturing a dashing thought that remembers for laters. They don't mind, these hands. They'll wait, they'll caress, they'll continue to care. These hands hold bike frames, treadmills, lift weights, cheers, their rounds at pubs, press poppers in place on their scrubs. They are a ritual. The hands themselves, not water, but people, the very touch, a salve. These hands beat a rhythm, peel, push, pull, repeat, thumb, wrist, grip. Thank you.
Thanks, UCLH. We're UHBW.
Let's go!
Hi, welcome. Can I help? You okay?
I work with care of the elderly.
I work in a cafe, number 5.
I'm a consultant, liver and pancreas surgeon.
I do the NHS care.
ENT, I've also worked in trauma orthopedics.
The surgical registrar and the surgical department. ECOT, so my role is patient equality, diversity and inclusion. Speech language therapist, I've been here for
Foundation trainees.
different religions, different cultures, different personalities. Everything, I can say, it's all the whole.
Listen in. To the cleaner who isn't good at directions, who has carved her own route, who will walk beside you. The receptionist who's fluent in welcome, translating tension. The porter who made you laugh so hard your stitches nearly popped, who you begged to stop. The care of the elderly doctor who treats her patients like Olympic champions. The cafe worker who can understand his regulars. The caterer who can tell how sick your relative is from what you say or don't say. The speech and language therapist who can help you sing I love you and your grandchild's name.
The music or singing has a power and passion, you know.
Because they've all started to sing. That's the second of success.
It's a constant beat of the anesthetic machine.
The sounds will range from despair to
Cinderella service in 74 and retired still wishing more lives could be transformed. The doctor whose passion for public healthcare isn't private, who hears in your heartbeat an alternative to silence. To the orthopedic surgeon who goes home really stressed some days, whose cathartic fix is cleaning his home. The pharmacist who's there when everything turns blue and all the work that isn't mentioned in the news. The cleaner who shows us photos of Eid on her phone, the staff cafe full of joy, who knows this place as a whole small world. The junior doctor whose role models are junior doctors, who was invited to Pride by a friend he made in the choir.
Something that was actually created 75 years ago has actually lasted to, what it is now. I think that is actually quite remarkable. Positive things that make a difference to people. As a family.
I got my job. Definitely good people here. It's a hospital, it's a workplace, but not just colleagues, they're friends, they're family.
To all those who gather histories from voice, chest, heart and bowels, the musician in residence who's been a patient here, who knows how transformation sounds, the consultant who helped her into hospital, who operated for 10 hours yesterday, the patient experience manager making the most of a complaint, the registrar from Libya who listens closely across cultures, the healthcare professional who asks her patients to teach her their songs, because passion is feeling valued. Ask this whole little world and try to listen. They will show you what it means to listen.
Ask this whole little world and try to listen. They will show you what it means to listen. small little world and try to listen. They will show you what it means to listen. Ask this whole little world and try to listen. They will show you what it means to listen.
Imperial College, over to you.
Held in Hope is an exhibition that explores the impact the pandemic had on our hospital communities through creativity and art. We have a number of artworks in this exhibition, in particular 2 commissions that work directly with the staff from Imperial College Healthcare NHS Trust. This piece here is called Corona Quilt, and it's by an artist called Ida Silvestri, who worked directly with staff from a global majority background, as we saw that they had disproportionately negative clinical outcomes during the pandemic. She worked with them remotely to take their silhouettes and also talk about their feelings and thoughts at the time. They also worked on the colours together. For one of our staff, it was natural for her to take photographs while she was redeployed in the red zones at St Mary's. Hannah Della is a matron at St Mary's Hospital, but she's also a trained photographer. So she took some photographs while she was working when most of us were at home, not allowed out. And some of these ended up in national papers. They inspired music and other artworks as well. And another artwork we have here is Keith Jarrett's poem, In Touch,
which is a collage poem made up of lines that came out of workshops with staff and patients across Imperial Healthcare Trust. At the beginning of this new tunnel, we felt our way for the familiar, arms to steady our uncertain steps, the echo of friends' voices, a conspiring smile, a sign along the corridor, the sense of our collective breath held in hope. It was easy to forget the warm colours a new day brings, but we extended our hands towards tomorrow, rubbed gel in our palms, hugged the air, looked forward to the day we could embrace again. For 1 year, your face was a rectangle beaming from the side of an ocean. For another, we would only hold hands in our dreams. We learned to sync movies and make plans with our fingers crossed. Hope was a rainbow we glued to the dark. We followed its arc to a promising future. We wore our courage like an apron. My courage wears a blue apron and has a smile displayed on a lanyard and a shimmer of red lipstick behind my mask. Rest feels like a dream away. Day after new day arrives, and with it hope. My courage spans wards, interprets its colours in a different way. Sometimes my courage helps me extend a hand, squeeze a shoulder, work nights. At the end of every tunnel, it adjusts to new light.
Thanks
Imperial, we're St. George's.
Let's go! Born from the ashes of war, a beacon for the rest of the world. So many years we have opened the doors. 75 will the dream stay alive. People from all over the globe have built it with their blood, sweat and tears, holding us from cradle to grave. 75 will the dream stay alive. Who cares for me? Who cares for you? Who cares for the carers to do what they do? Who cares for me? We care for you. We care and we're fighting to be here for you. We're proud when we look around, all the gifts and the talents we see. What hope and healing is found. 75 will the dream stay alive. Will you know before it's too late the gifts that the NHS is? If you do, rise up and sing. 75, keep the dream alive. Who cares for me? Who cares for you? Who cares for the carers to do what they do? Who cares for me? We care for you. We care and we're fighting to be here for you. Who cares for me? Who cares for you? Who cares for the carers to do what they do? Who cares for me? We care for you. We care and we're fighting to be here for you.